Good morning. I'm Amy Slaughter-Myers, one of the clergy here at St. Francis Episcopal Parish-Epiphany Community Center. I'm the vicar for Mission. The reading for today is Matthew 14, 13 through 21. I'd like to read a portion of it with you. When Jesus went ashore, he saw a great crowd, and he had compassion for them and cured their sick. When it was evening, the disciples came to him and said, "This is a deserted place. The hour is now late. Send the crowds away so that they may go into the villages and buy food for themselves." Jesus said to them, "They need not go away. You give them something to eat." They replied, "We have nothing here but 5 loaves and 2 fish." And he said, "Bring them here to me." Then he ordered the crowds to sit down on the grass. Taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, he looked up to heaven, blessed and broke the loaves and gave them to the disciples. And the disciples gave them to the crowd. And all ate, and all were filled. And they took up what was left over of the broken pieces, 12 baskets full. The well-known story of the loaves and the fishes are always a story of communion. I've heard it said, why doesn't the church, why don't we imitate what Jesus does here as we are called to imitate what Jesus does, and why isn't communion fish too? Well, today communion might have been fish too. In reality, communion was last night. I'm filming this at the same time as our Pantry on the Go, where people are coming and they're not sitting on the grass as they did in Jesus' time. They're coming in their cars. And the disciples are distributing and sharing the food that we have to give. And that food today happens to be cucumbers and onions, not fish. Mixed vegetables, canned pasta, rice, oatmeal. We have today, through the generosity of the Baltimore County Department of Emergency Food Distribution, we have milk and cheese and eggs and yogurt. And all the people were coming to be fed. All the people in their cars who were receiving food were coming to be fed. All of the volunteers, those disciples who were giving out food, were coming to be fed, for it is in giving that we receive. I miss coming to the rail for communion, but when I look with the eyes of God, I see all over that I am indeed at the rail. And Jesus is with us and among us, feeding and receiving, giving and sharing. Amen.